Okay, this is a Lenovo ThinkCentre M91P. It has an Intel i5 2400 3.1 gigahertz processor in it. It has 4 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. You can't really see it in there, but there is an 850 EVO Samsung solid-state drive in there that I just mounted inside here. Yeah, it's hard to see, but it's in there. Power supply is a PowerColor model PG 600. So I got this tower. I bought it used from a business. It came with there were some hard drive mounts inside there, so this whole front section of the tower was just full of mounting brackets and things like that. It came with a rear chassis venting fan, and obviously you have the heatsink and fan for the CPU. Obviously not a high-end fan. These are pretty generic parts that came with Lenovo system. What I did was I had an old Dell Optiplex 760 that I had purchased for $50 from a community college like last year for one of my daughters. It had a dual core processor in it, like a Core 2 Duo, and it was really old. I tried to, it ran Windows 10, but it was really old. You couldn't do much with it. So what I did was I took the front fan out of that chassis. It was right kind of mounted in front of the CPU. I took it out, and there's these little rubber mounting like mounting nipples, whatever you want to call them. And you can see right here, I just stuck them. I took the brackets out for the hard drives, and then there was a space here, so I mounted the fan in there. And then let's see where here. You can see where the fan plugs into the motherboard. Like right in there. So the only problem was Dell had the wires wired in a different format. So no matter how I put the wires on, connected the wires to the motherboard, it wouldn't work. So I actually had to let me take this off here. I actually had to pull them off of the clip here, pull them out, and then rewire it to match this front fan here, this wiring. I just went online and there was instructions on the proper way to do that. So anyway, once I did that and I plugged it in, it worked. It was great. Now, I also installed a GT 1030. This is an ASUS brand GT, a CSM model, corporate standard model or something. It is just has a heatsink. There's no fan on it, but it runs fine. After installing, and as you can see, power supply here also has a fan. So basically, the way I have it is I have the air coming in through here. It cools off the GPU. The CPU fan is pulling the heat away from the CPU, and then it's exiting out of this fan here. And on top of that, I've got this fan sucking up air and then coming out of here in the back. So anyway, this is how I modded the Lenovo. I kept the optical drive in there because I had to install Windows 7 on it first to run the Windows 10 upgrade to activate the Windows 10 activation. And once I did that, I just wiped everything out to clean install Windows 10. So I'm running Windows 10 on the system, the most recent build, the 20H, I don't know, 02 or something. I have the latest NVIDIA drivers as of December 2020 for the GT 1030. And as far as the RAM goes, I didn't do anything fancy. I just went online and I looked for, this is called Highlink. I looked for this particular brand and found some on Amazon, the exact chip, and I was able to buy 3 more sticks of RAM for like $15.99 US each. and so then this machine will have 16 gigabytes of RAM once that's finished. So that's basically how I modded this chassis. Yeah, it took a couple hours. I also went in and cleaned off all the components. I just used alcohol and Q-tips, and that's generally the best way. I did take the CPU fan off the sink, and then I wiped out all of the dust, sucked up all their dust, or blew out all the dust, and then reseated the fan, and I'm sure that probably helped too. So yeah, and I'm getting idle temperatures of between 33 and 35 degrees Celsius, using CPU core software to monitor that, and it's a 4-core, 4-thread processor, and you know what, it runs great. My daughter was playing Fortnite today. Maybe I'll take a video of it, and I had basically all the settings on high except for anti-aliasing. I had that disabled, and I had shadows on low or off, and it ran at 60 frames per second. I had it capped, so I don't actually know if it ran faster than that. I'll have to take a video with the frame limiter turned off and seeing how many frames per second it'll actually run on those settings, and then I'll let people who are interested to know. Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, that's how I modded this Lenovo. Okay. I'm sorry, but the video capture is not working on this system right now. But basically, as you can see, try to zoom in on my temperatures. 32 degrees, 32, 32, 32. Those are the settings right now. The Core i5 2400. So that's all stock. Everything's stock. And I'm assuming it's just because it's getting good airflow right now. So I'll try to record some video from Fortnite. Okay, so here are my settings. I have a full screen with 1280 by 800 because this monitor is a 1440 by 900 16 by 10 monitor. So 1280 by 800 is pretty much this monitor's version of 740. I could do a windowed mode 740, but 720. Sorry, but I pretty much got the same results. So I'm gonna try and let's see here. Okay, so as you can see, view distance is set to far, shadows are off, anti-aliasing is off, and I have high for textures, effects, and post-processing. VSync is off. I have frames per second, motion blurs on, frames per second on DirectX 11. I haven't tried it with DirectX 12 yet. Multi-threaded rendering is on, and then this other stuff, flashy stuff, I just left alone. So, alright, so I'm just going to pause it here, and then we'll see what it's like in a game. Okay, so my battery's running out here, so I don't have a lot of time, but I'll try and... I don't think you can really see that. See if I can zoom in on it, but probably not. So it's kind of sitting around 70. It's kind of fluctuating from 65 to around 65, 70 frames. I'll try to... There you go, I'm running out of battery power here, but anyways, so it's actually pretty smooth. I don't know if this camera's very good at capturing how smooth it actually is, but just kind of showing you how this is the VSync set to fast, and I usually set a frame limit to 63 frames per second. This is a 75 Hertz monitor, but anyway, so that's just, I know there's not a lot on the screen right now, but I'm running out of battery power, so I can't really, I'll try to see if I can get it to show, like diving. There we go. So I'm still getting 70 frames per second. Can't really see it, but I'm really sorry for this. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you can't really see it, but it's saying 80 frames per second, fluctuating. So it's not bad for a GT 1030 with 4 gigs of RAM, DDR3, and a second gen i5 running at 3.1 gigahertz. So anyway, this is all I can do now. The battery's running out, but so just I just did this just in case anyone wanted to see what the 1030 was capable of on a system like this. So, alright.